Hey, it's Breezy, and the Honkai Star Rail 1 year anniversary is in 3 days, so I figured I'd sit down with my account and review all the progress I've made in 1 year. Now, this is like a free to play plus account. I went 8 months, like completely free to play,
Hi, this is
and
Tara
then
speaking.
I've bought I bought the Express Supply Pass a few times, like three, maybe three, four. I think it's the greatest $5 you can spend on this. If you're thinking about spending money on this, I highly recommend giving this a try first. I have bought the Battle Pass 3 times. I clicked the same thing. I did just complete it today. I usually just buy it only for the light cones. If I'm like short a light cone or something. This one they got me with the topaz emblem,
好，知道了。
which I have on my account here. I think it looks awesome, so I went and bought it specifically for that. It's a huge. If you're short on resources, the battle pass is definitely what you want. But if you're short on poles, you want to buy the other thing because it's amazing. You're never short on warps. Like, I still have 100, and I don't plan on spending any next patch. Actually, I never lied. Topaz's next patch, I'm getting Eidolons for her. So, character-wise and team-wise, I've prepared what my most popular teams are. I actually built this one in preparation. This was my OG team. Breezy, that's me. The Trailblazer. Bailu, Branya, and Sealy was my old team. When I was like beating the Lafu, this was my team. It's like since I've upgraded so many times, and here are some of my teams now. This is my Sealy team. Clara is replaceable with about anybody, but Lynx, Sparkle, Sealy, get the three Quantum characters together. Next team is my Jingli Yu team with Pella to provide that shred for Bailu. You can't run Adventurine here because Jingli Yu sucks HP, so you need an actual healer. And then I have Sushang. Sushang's pretty replaceable also. I basically only have Sushang here for when I fight the giant beetle weekly boss. He's weak to white, so that's why she's there. This is probably maybe my best team. Tingyun, Bailu, Kafka, Black Swan. I always have a healer on a team. You could probably take her off if you wanted to do more damage, but Kafka, Black Swan, and I really love Tingyun with that. And then lastly, I think this is my favorite team with Topaz. Our brand new Adventurine, Ruan Mei, and my newly built Dr. Ratio. I used to run Clara on this team instead of Dr. Ratio before I built him. And I say Dr. Ratio is a giant upgrade. I can't believe Dr. Ratio was free for people because he's really, really good. Now let's break down some of like the character builds, stuff like that. I have my Topaz here, my favorite character in the entire game, who is also the only person I've pulled on for the light cones, which might change in the future with Ruan Mei. Get her light cone. But I have a pretty fast Topaz here, 142. Crit rate's nothing crazy. Or the crit damage, it's not like insane, but I'm also getting a bonus crit rate from other stuff. Like Ruan Mei is providing more crit damage from Broken Keel.
Hi, this is
So is
여보세요?
Aventurine here. Plus, she's getting crit rate from Celsodo. It's not showing that stuff. I don't believe it shows that stuff on this screen. But that's my Topaz. She's got her signature light cone. Definitely max all her traces out. because she actually uses her basic attack a lot. We got 4-piece follow-up set with Salsodo, boosting crit rate and follow-up damage. I will be getting her Eidolon 1. I don't think I really want Eidolon 2 when she comes back next patch. Next up is Aventurine. I do not have the 4,000 damage threshold that he really wants. Eventually I'm going to upgrade the light cone to Gepard's light cone. And then that should probably give him close to 4,000 defense. If not, I'll have to try and change the relics around or something. We maxed all his traces. We're using the free-to-play light cone. I don't recommend. I mean, it gets the job done, but it ain't anything crazy. Next is Ruan-Mei, who, in my opinion, is the strongest character in the game. She's not the strongest damage dealer, but I think she's the strongest character in the game. And I only have her on a 3-star light cone. Like, I'm really considering getting her signature just to make her that much better. She just provides so much damage boost. This is her 3rd best in slot light cone. I did manage to pull her 2nd best in slot light cone, Memories of the Past or something like this. But I don't know if I want to build it and instead just get her signature when that comes around. I don't think Ruan-Mei's reran. Highly recommend her. I think she's the strongest character in the game. Stat wise, I did not. She wants 180 break effect. I'm just short. But I also don't know if it takes into consideration the bonus 16% I'm getting here. If you know in the comments, does Broken Keel stack? Like, I have it on Adventurine and Ruan-Mei. Does it stack the bonus 10%? And next is Dr. Ratio, who I mentioned earlier. I just built. I have swordplay on him, completely maxed. Superimposed 4 though. I'm currently in the middle of building him, like, completely. Like, this is a good spot where he's usable, but eventually I'll 10 all of these. Probably get his auto attack up to 5. Call it a day. His relics, not ideal. I think the 2 in the middle are good. It gives him a bonus 12 attack percent. And if I'm running it with Topaz, it boosts his crit rate by 12, which you saw here gives him about 40%. But I have 2-piece Imaginary and 2-piece Follow-Up, which ideally would be the 4-piece debuff set, I believe. So, I mean, I have not farmed any relics on my account, like, at all. Other than the, like, events where you get bonus, you get double. That's the only times I've been farming relics on my account. So my relics are like, I'm just piecing together what I can to make it work for now, and then eventually I'll make them all better. Like, I've been working so hard on traces, maxing out all the traces on all the characters I use. Next is Bailu. I have her signature light cone I pulled on the standard banner. Managed to get that on a double 10 pull. I managed to get the light cone and a Branya. So we maxed that out. It's really strong. This is all I'm going to invest in Bailu. I got 10, 9, 9, and 4, which is pretty good. We got the 4-piece healing set, which I don't even want to click on these because they're absolutely terrible pieces. They're just there for the bonus. But she is up to 900 or 9,000 HP, which is pretty good. She's really slow. But like I said, look at that crit damage. The pieces on her are absolutely terrible. Next is the Fire Trailblazer, who I thought I had like no investment in, but as we mentioned earlier, she was on my OG team. So She's got trended the universal market up to 70. Eventually, I'll upgrade that. She's at like 8, technically 6. But I haven't used the Fire Trailblazer in so long. I had to max out her like relics to beat the one boss fight where Tingyun dies. I was struggling so hard on that fight in the story. So I actually had to level up my relics. That was the first time I've leveled up any relic in the game to beat that fight. Next is Black Swan, who has the Sampo Light Cone, since that's pretty good on him. It's only superimposed 1 though, so it ain't crazy good. Max everything here pretty much. You'll see a lot of my characters I only took up to 5 and said, good enough. Got a pretty good, we got the 4-piece, what does this set even do? Oh, damage over time. I just know it's her best in slot. Next is Kafka, who's one of my best units, probably. We get good night, sleep well on her. Maxed her out the second I got her. If you see my video on that, I completely level her up right there. We also have the 4-piece set here. No Eidolons. I don't have any 5-star Eidolons pretty much, except for Branya, you'll see in a second. Next is Sparkle, who I think a case for the second strongest character in the game. If it's not Acheron. I think Sparkle is insanely good. You want a bunch of crit damage on her, since I think she buffs that. We got the Branya Light Cone on her. We went and got a copy of that. I probably should upgrade the Monodrama, just like her trailer. Her basic attack, since I use it every once in a while. We got 4-piece Messenger. No, we don't. We got Longevous Disciple and Messenger for the speed boost and max HP. Which is pretty cool. We have the Penacony on her for when I run her with Sealy. Boost quantum damage. No Eidolons. And next is our Branya. She is an E2 Branya. And we have her signature light cone. And I never use her. I absolutely never use her. Which is sad because she's really good. I just think Ruanmei and Sparkle are just in a completely different league above her. So I never use her. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I haven't maxed her out. Like, she's still in a good spot here at level 8. We got 4-piece Hacker Space plus even Broken Keel, which is pretty good. But like I say, I never really use her, even though I know she's good. Well, I also think I need like a crazy DPS to like hyper carry with her, and I don't feel like I have that. Even though you see Jingliu on my team and Sealy, I think my Jingliu needs help. Any help is recommended down in the comments. I need some help here. Himiko, like I know what I'm doing, but not like 100%. We got Himiko here. We managed to get, I don't remember who we lost 50-52 for this. I think it was Sparkle or Black Swan. We got Genius Repose, Superimposed 5 here, which is pretty good on her. We got her up to level 8s in the traces. Follow up plus some fire damage here. Pretty good. It's not an amazing build on her. I don't really ever use her either. I built her and I don't use her. I should have built Dr. Ratio before I built her. I put off Dr. Ratio for 2 patches. Here's my Sealy. I just like reinvested into her. I've had her on this for the longest time. free to play Hunt Light Cone, Superimpose 5. I just now, recently, before Dr. Ratio, I just finished up putting her traces maxed out. We got 4-piece Quantum here with Rudolent Arena to boost her crit rate even more. So that's pretty good. I do consider getting her Light Cone. Now that I have like a crap ton of characters for every like, Quantum and Fire and Wind, now that I have like everything, I'm considering going back to the characters I already have and getting their Light Cones. But then they release these characters like Firefly coming soon, and then I want those also. So next is Jingliu, which my Jingliu needs help. She's kind of suffering. She needs to do more damage. I have her. She does good crit damage, and I know she gets bonus crit rate when she's in her powered up mode. But I feel like I need to somehow get more attack in her and stuff like that. Her Light Cone's Superimpose 5 star, the free-to-play Destruction one, which isn't too bad. I've maxed her traces. And then her relics are what's really dragging her down. Like, these two are like placeholders. I need to farm the ice set and get 4-piece ice set on her. But I haven't. I haven't farmed sets yet, so these pieces are just horrible. There's barely any damage coming out of this piece. Plus, it's purple, and then we get a little bit of crit rate and damage out of here. And then here's the big piece, but even then, it's garbage. HP, defense, HP, a little bit of attack, which is actually a lot of attack. 15%. It's probably the majority of what I have, since she only had 2,000 attack. Speed boot, which helps a little, but even then, these stats suck. 1 and 1. Rudolent, this helps a bunch probably. She's not even getting the bonus, is she? When the wearer's crit rate reaches 70 or higher, you get the skill damage increase. I don't know what I'm doing. This build needs a lot of help. Moving on to Clara. I don't believe I have any Eidolons for her. But her Light Cone is superimposed twice. I keep getting this thing, and I don't want it. I think Clara is still a really good unit. I have her up to 8 here. She was on my follow-up team before I built Dr. Ratio. We've got a build you won't see recommended on any site, which is 4-piece Longevous Disciple with Salsodo for some crit rate here. I think it's a pretty good build for what it is. Ideally, you want 4-piece, what do you call it? The one that boosts white damage. For some reason, I can't think of physical. Physical keeps eluding my brain, and I keep calling it white damage. Next is my E6 Lynx. We completely recently maxed her out. Light Cone wise, we got Shared Feelings, which is a really good one. Superimpose 4. I got her up to 11, which is pretty good. Could be better, but I think as a 4-star character, that's about as much investment as I want to put. Her pieces are like, I put my best pieces on my Bailu, and then she got the leftovers of the healing set. Which isn't a great build, like I said. Next is March, who actually is E6. I've fully built March, or got all the Eidolons from March. And I want to build her, but I haven't. I need to upgrade her light cone to 80. It's superimposed 5 though. I haven't done her traces, her relics I haven't even leveled, but once I do level them, like, these are what I want on her, I just need to level them. And then I should be able to use my E6 March. Next is Gwenhyphen, who I use sometimes. Very rarely though. She's E5, so I need one more of her. Light Cone is Fermata, which there are better ones for her by a lot, but it's what she gets. I don't know. I leveled everything up to 8, and then she gets the bonus 2. So she's decently invested in. I've completely built her. Like she's usable. She's pretty good, but I just always use Kafka Black Swan. And that doesn't leave room for Gwenhyphen. Next we got E6 Sampo, who I don't have built. Like cone-wise, I have this thing stuck on him just to be there. I don't ever use Sampo because I haven't leveled his relics. But like, once I level these relics, he's good. I just need to level them. I don't have enough materials to level anything because I haven't farmed any relics. Next is my Pella, who is probably one of the only 4 stars I use. Pella and Tingyun and Lynx. But I've had E6 Pella for a long time. We got the free-to-play light cone from the event that I hope everyone has. You don't have it if you're a new player, which sucks. Trace-wise, we put everything to 8. And plus, she gets the bonus 2. And then we have 4-piece break effect here. Plus the Pan Cosmic for the bonus effect hit rate. But other than that, my Pella's pretty dang. She's good. Next is Hanya, who I don't know if I regret building because I don't use her. Like, no, there's no world where I'm going to use Hanya over Ruan Mei, Branya, Tingyun, and Sparkle. But I did build her. She's a cool character. Light cone wise, we got the Battle Pass light cone. We leveled her up to 8. Relic wise, she's on 2-piece with some bonus energy regen. And she is E3. If she gets E6, I think I've played for a year. If the 4 stars aren't E6, they aren't usable. If that to do any like of the content, you need higher Eidolons on your 4 stars, or they just don't compete with the 5 stars. Yukong, I've not used her in a very long time. I loved her when she came out. She was like my only imaginary character. I have Yukong's light cone on her, and so I figured she'd be really good. I've got her like somewhat leveled to 6. When I built her, it was a long time ago, I still have purple relics on her. She's E3. She isn't amazing. She isn't terrible. But she's not someone I would use right now. Unless I further invested in her. I don't know if I want to. Tingyun, though. I definitely recommend investing in her. Especially because once she's maxed out, I use her all the time on my Kafka Black Swan. We've got Dance 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 on her also, which is a great light cone. We've got everything on her. You know, I thought I had everything on her maxed out. Which is kind of crazy since she's still this good with... That is kind of crazy that she's only at level 8 on everything. Maybe we'll work on her sometime soon. I still think she's one of my better units. We've got 4-piece Messenger of Hackerspace, plus Broken Keel to boost some crit damage on people. Asta, I really love Asta's character. I haven't built her. She's got Planetary Rendezvous on her, which I don't know if it should be on her, as I don't know if I'm ever going to run Topaz, her, and Gweniphen or Himiko for like an all-fire team. Even saying that, I've leveled her stuff like decently. Like I've thought about building her. This is just placeholder stuff, kind of. It wouldn't be terrible if I leveled this, but we're only at E4, so we've got to find some Astas before I think about it. Then we got Serval here, who I use every once in a while. You look at her build, it ain't anything crazy. Basically no HP, all attack, and then it's all crit damage and speed. If she gets hit, she's screwed. We leveled her light cone up to 80. We put our traces up to 8. Actually, that's 6. That's not good enough. We need to work on that. We got 4-piece electric here, and then we have this, which boosts crit damage even more. Kind of crazy. Which, wow, this boosts your crit rate 60% for your first attack, though. So if it does, that first attack's gonna hit like a truck, and then we're never critting again. We got, like I said, E6 here. And then we're running out of characters that I've built. We got Su Shang here. She is the first character I E6'd. I didn't get any Su Shangs until the Aram Alley event, where you get a free Su Shang. And then I got so many Su Shangs so fast, it was crazy. We got Only Silence Remains here, because I have 15 copies of this, maybe? 10, 15 copies? It's a lot of them. Oh, we got her stuff up to 8 here. She could use a lot more investment. Ideally, she has the 4-piece physical set. But, I don't think I'm gonna farm that set, you know? She'll get a better build eventually. And then, my last character I have, like, any investment is my Zwei. She has a light cone where she's actually on it. This is little Hanya, little Zwei. Zwei is one of my favorite characters. Got one of my favorite voice actors also. But I haven't invested in her crazy yet. Eventually I'll max out these traces. Max out her Eidolons too, because I only have 2. I tried to pull so many Zweis when she first came out, and it just would not give me any of her. That's how I accidentally got my Ruan Mei, and that was the greatest accident ever on my account. We got 4-piece break effect on her. I don't think I want this space sealing station on her. Ideally, I would probably get the break effect one, since that's what you want on Zwei, break effect. But not much to talk about with Shui. I really hope they go back to the Lafu and include her back in the story, because she barely showed up in the ghost missions. Next is everything else after this. I barely invested in. I put them up to level 70 just to get the free rewards. But he is an E1, and apparently he's actually usable with Adventurine, putting shields on him so he doesn't get hit. So maybe I'll consider using him in the future. I'd have to do a lot more investment on him though. And these ice pieces are not good. Like, all my ice pieces are garbage. Luca, I actually consider building also. He's E3. He's got break effect stuff, but I haven't leveled him. I have been seeing some recent stuff. I maxed his light cone though, where this guy is doing some crazy break effect damage. You want to build break effect on this guy, because when he breaks, it just does a crap ton of damage. Dan Hung, I gave up on him. I took his light cone away. I don't level his traces anymore. He actually has a build that's kind of crazy. From way back when. He's an E1, so he ain't very good. Natasha, we also gave up on her when Lynx came out. I instantly gave up on Natasha, even though her light cone is like maxed out, superimposed 5 from the ghost event. We gave up on her. We didn't put anything good on her, and we're one away from maxing her out though. Herta, I am considering building, since she's just so good in that one mode. Pure Fiction. I have Herta's light cone. We haven't done her traces yet. Definitely don't have a build for her. I don't know what you would even put on her. Ice or follow up or who knows. But with we got our last one with the newest what do you call that mode? Simulated universe. Holy cow, I couldn't think of it. It was like on the tip of my tongue. Jingchui is also a character I've considered building, but then I asked myself, why would I ever use her when I have Sealy? And then I just don't build her. Again, we have all these characters up to 70. Just for the free rewards. I love this character though. And she's completely maxed out, so she would be really good to use if I actually used her. I'd have to put some quantum stuff on her. Hook I got literally on the Sealy banner at the start of the game, and I didn't do anything with her. She doesn't have a light cone. She's E2, so there's nothing like crazy about her. I just never gave her a chance. Same with Arlen. I have Arlen's light cone though, and I get a crap ton of them. It's superimposed 4. But I never gave him a chance. I've never put relics on him once. He's E1. And then the last person on my account's Misha. Also never gave a chance. Because I have Jingliu. Jingliu is always going to outperform Misha. And so I haven't even touched him. I got 1 copy of him, and that's 1 copy too many. But I'm only missing 1 4-star on my whole account, and it's Gallagher, who I would never use also because I don't have Acheron. But in 2 weeks, we get a new patch. Thank God, because there is nothing to do.
Hi, this is Toga speak.
That event's done. This event's done. It's not even an event. This is just saying this refreshed, which already done. Simulated universe. I don't know why this won't go away. I've already done World 9. But that's done. I haven't done this event. I keep putting it off and off. I've just recently, just because everything else is done, I've started like doing these simulated universe events that I've put off for so long. Cosmodyssey's done. This is just a test. There's no events going on right now in this game, which is sad. Need some more content, because I could play this game 24/7 if I wanted. I love this game. That's gonna wrap up our episode. Our recap for my account. I hope you guys enjoyed. Next video is probably gonna be the Zenless Zone 0 beta, since that is currently going on. I got in and I love it, but I don't want to play it, if that makes any sense. I don't want to spoil myself. I've played it. I wanted to get in, see if I liked it. I love it, And now I don't want to play it to spoil the story. So, I have been playing it, but I'm going to do a poll video for the beta. So that will eventually come out actually pretty soon, since I've kind of stopped playing it. So, I have everything like collected. I just need to poll. But future Honkai Star Rail videos, they're currently teasing the new characters coming out. Plus we get the event this weekend. And you get a bonus 1600 gems coming in the mail. Check your mail on Friday the 26th. You'll get bonus, basically a free tent pole for the, what do you call it, anniversary. That's my 1 year account review. I will be getting Firefly and Topaz Eidolons. Those are my next pulls. I'll see you guys later. You can tell how scatterbrained my brain is right now. See you guys in the next video when Topaz / Robin banner comes out. See ya.